Hello, high level listeners. Today, we're going to help you improve your daily vocabulary in English and take your everyday English to the next level. Now, let me ask you something. When you study a vocabulary list in English, can you actually use those new words right away?
Or do you get a little bit stuck wondering if it's the right way to use that word or not? It's definitely a common problem for English learners. You might learn a new word, but you're not always sure how to use it in a real sentence or in a real situation right away.
And that's why we at High Level Listening believe the best way to learn daily vocabulary words and phrases in English is through real spoken sentences and conversations. When you hear this vocabulary in context, in real spoken English, you understand the meaning and you know how to use it correctly the very first time.
So today you'll learn some real vocabulary through two short stories, one in American English with Kat and one in British English with me.
All right, so let's jump right in. Today's stories are about those days when you're just feeling stressed, run down, or just a little bit blah.
Yes, I definitely know how you feel. So, Kat, have you been feeling a bit stressed lately?
Oh God, it's been nonstop. My brain is totally fried. I mean, I've been trying to keep it together for the sake of my family, but this week will just not let up. You know how I was talking about training that new guy at work a couple of weeks ago? Well, guess what? He got let go, and now I have to pick up the slack around the office.
Oh, wow. Great. Sounds like a lot to deal with. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
What about you, Mark? Your week can't have been as stressful as mine, can it?
I'm in the same boat, really. This week's been a whirlwind. I'm not even sure what day it is. Work's just been piling up. Now the car's started making a weird noise. It's just
Oh.
one thing after another. I'm supposed to be moving house in a few weeks, and I've barely even started packing. I just haven't had the headspace to even think about it.
Oof. What a week. What a week.
Exactly, for both of us. Well, don't worry if you didn't understand everything that first time. We're about to go back through our stories line by line. So you can practice your speaking skills with us by shadowing, which is repeating, but try to say it at the same time as us.
And it's definitely a little bit hard at first to do the shadowing, but it really helps you improve your accent, your rhythm, your pace, and definitely your fluency as well. So try it in our class today. We'll make sure to repeat each line twice so you have a chance to practice.
Yes, and if you'd like to keep learning with even more topics in the same way, you can check out our complete listening guide. There's over 100 vocabulary topics in English, and there's over 2,000 vocabulary words and phrases all in one package. You can find the link in the description below.
All right, so let's get started. Mark's going to start the question, and we're going to kind of tell the story again, but in a back and forth dialogue. So let's start with Mark.
So have you been feeling a bit stressed lately?
Oh God, it's been nonstop. My brain is totally fried. Oh God, it's been nonstop. My brain is totally fried. Okay, so kind of the first phrase that I said, oh God. So we do use the word God in a lot of different ways. You could say, oh gosh, or oh God. And it's just kind of just start letting people know how you feel. Oh God. Oh gosh. So it's been nonstop. Now I've used it has been and I've changed it to it's. It's been nonstop. It's nonstop. It's been nonstop. So that sounds like it started last week and it has been nonstop, meaning I have not had a moment to rest. I have not had a moment to relax. My brain is totally fried. My brain is totally fried. Now, it kind of sounds like I cracked an egg, put it into a pan, and that was my brain. Now, the brain is inside of your head, okay? And if my brain is fried, I can't think anymore. I can't do anything. My brain is fried. So we wouldn't probably say my head is fried. We wouldn't really use it with anything else. We're kind of just using it with the word brain. So, oh God, it's been nonstop. My brain is totally fried.
Oh, well, I'm so sorry to hear that. I thought things were going okay.
I mean, I've been trying to keep it together for the sake of my family, but this week just will not let up. I mean, I've been trying to keep it together for the sake of my family, but this week just will not let up. So this sentence is a little bit sad. Now, Mark said, I thought things were going okay. And I say, well, I mean, meaning I thought they were going okay. I was trying to make it look like that, right? I mean, I've been trying to keep it together. I've been trying to keep it together is a very common way to hide your feelings. Let's use it that way. So if you're trying to keep it together, maybe you want to cry, maybe you want to get angry, maybe you want to show that you're feeling stressed and angry and upset, but you have to show everybody else that you're calm. So you're trying to keep it together. You're trying to keep it together. Just, okay, yeah, I'm stressed, I'm tired, but I have to show everybody that I'm okay. I have to look like I'm calm. So I've been trying to keep it together. Why? For the sake of my family. For the sake of my family. This means that I'm trying to keep it together for my family. For the sake of my family means the reason is my family. Okay, so for the sake of my family, I've been trying to keep it together. But this week just will not let up. Now, you could say this week just won't let up. That's very common to say. This just won't let up. But I'm really trying to be a bit dramatic. It just will not let up. So I'm going to give lots of emphasis to that. This week just will not let up. So altogether, I mean, I've been trying to keep it together for the sake of my family, but this week just will not let up.
Oh, man. What happened?
You know how I was talking about training that new guy at work a couple of weeks ago? Okay. You know how I was. This is kind of a fast way and a very common way to say, do you remember? You know how I was talking about this person? You know how I was working on this project? You know how I was doing this thing? So I'm kind of trying to remind you, hey, you remember that time that I was talking about training that new guy? You know how I was talking about training that new guy at work a couple of weeks ago? A couple of weeks ago? A couple of weeks ago? So do you remember that conversation we had, Mark? You know how I was talking about training that new guy at work a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, he was supposed to help you around the office?
Okay, so guess what? He got let go, and now I have to pick up the slack around the office. Well, guess what? He got let go, and now I have to pick up the slack around the office. Okay, well, guess what? So, I kind of introed it with, you know how I was talking about this? Well, guess what? It's kind of a way to keep the conversation going, kind of to pique Mark's interest a little bit. Well, guess what? Now, he doesn't actually have to guess, right? I'm not asking him to actually guess because he would say, well, what happened? Well, guess what? He got let go. So this is kind of an interesting set of words. He was let go. He got let go. This means that they fired him. Okay, they fired him, or they said, I'm sorry, it's not working out. So he got let go, or we could also say he was let go. And now I have to pick up the slack. Now, not every language does this, but especially in English, if we want to give more emphasis, we just say the word stronger. Now, I have to pick up the slack. I do. It's me now. And I have to pick up the slack. So slack is kind of when you have something very tight, and then if something has some slack, there's some extra. All right, there's some extra rope, there's some extra piece. And if I have to pick up the slack, that means that I have to do extra work because that person was let go. So now I have to pick up the slack around the office. So altogether, well, guess what? He got let go, and now I have to pick up the slack around the office.
Oh, what? No.
Okay, so now we'll go on to Mark's side of the story. Mark, my week's been so stressful, but enough about me. What about yours?
I'm in the same boat, really. This week's been a whirlwind. So, I'm in the same boat, really. This week's been a whirlwind. So, Kat has had a rough week, and me too. We both have problems. And if you both have the same problem, there's a phrase, I'm in the same boat. This is always a negative phrase. It's always when we're complaining about something, about having the same kind of issue. So maybe you could even use this talking to a stranger. Maybe someone is waiting for a bus and it's not coming, and my bus isn't coming either. So, oh, well, looks like we're in the same boat. We're both having the same problem, and it's a way to connect with people and commiserate together. So my week's been stressful, and so is Kat. I'm in the same boat, really. This week's been a whirlwind. Very, very busy. There's lots of different things that I have to do, lots of work, errands, and obligations. And it's just been hectic and chaotic, a whirlwind, like a tornado. And I use the same grammar that Kat did too. This week's been a whirlwind. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today, it has been. Every day has been chaotic so far. So, this week's been a whirlwind. So altogether, I'm in the same boat, really. This week's been a whirlwind.
No, I'm so sorry to hear that.
I'm not even sure what day it is. I'm not even sure what day it is. So, again, when
That
it's very,
happens.
very chaotic, right? Is it Thursday? Is it Friday? Maybe I've lost count. I'm not even sure what day it is. We're using that what as a relative clause. So what day it is. It would be a mistake to say what day is it. That would be wrong. What day it is. So it's like saying, I'm not even sure where I am. It's the subject, then the verb. I'm not even sure who he is. So keep the subject and verb. It's not a question. So I'm confused. I'm lost. The week has been so busy. I'm not even sure what day it is.
What's been going on with you? I didn't realize it was so stressful.
Yeah, work's just been piling up. Now the cars started making a weird noise. It's just one thing after another. Work's been piling up. Now the cars started making a weird noise. It's just one thing after another. So we're using the present perfect again, the present perfect continuous here. Work's been piling up. So again, this week, from the beginning and every day, I have been getting more and more and more work. And maybe I can't finish the work quickly enough and new tasks arrive. It's piling up. I have more tasks coming in than I can finish. So work's been piling up. Now the car started making a weird noise. So recently the car has started making a weird noise, and it still makes that noise now. Every time I turn it on, the engine makes a sort of squeaking noise, and it's another thing I have to do. I have to take the car to the mechanic or to a garage and get it looked at. So that's another thing I have to deal with. It's just one thing after another. It's one thing after another is a phrase that we use, again, in stressful times, when a bad thing happens, and then another bad thing, and then another problem, and then another issue. It's just one thing after another. So overall, work's just been piling up. Now the cars started making a weird noise. It's just one thing after another.
Oh, that's no good at all.
I'm supposed to be moving house in a few weeks, and I've barely even started packing. I'm supposed to be moving house in a few weeks, and I've barely even started packing. So another problem is I'm supposed to be moving house. Moving house takes a lot of time. It's a lot of organizing and putting things in boxes and packing. I'm supposed to be focusing on that. The structure is I'm supposed to be, and then an ing. So I'm supposed to be relocating. I'm supposed to be moving out. I'm supposed to be packing. I have this big job to do, and I can't do it because my car's making a noise and I'm having all this work to do. So I'm extra stressed because I'm not able to do the thing I really should be doing. I'm supposed to be moving house in a few weeks, and I've barely even started packing. I've barely even means that I haven't started. Maybe I've done a couple of boxes and put some like old utensils away, ready to move, but I'm nowhere near ready. I've barely even started packing.
I'm sure it'll be okay. Just take things one step at a time.
Yeah, I just haven't had the headspace to think about it. I just haven't had the headspace to think about it. So again, over this stressful week, I haven't had the headspace. This is quite a new phrase. I think I only started hearing this a couple of years ago. But the headspace is how much energy I have to think about my tasks and my problems. I have work taking up space. I have my car problem taking up space and moving house. All of these things are filling my brain and they're distracting me. I'm always thinking about them. I can't even think about moving house because I'm too focused on these other things. So I just haven't had the headspace to think about it. So I've got such a busy week that I can't think about the thing I'm supposed to be doing, which is moving house.
Yeah, that's how the stressful weeks, they just pile up and then all the important things go right out the window, right?
Yes.
All right. So that's it for us for our conversations today. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Hopefully, you had a chance to practice shadowing the conversation with us. Listening and repeating real English sentences like this is one of the best ways to build confidence and to start understanding naturally spoken conversations much more easily.
Yes. And if you would like even more English listening practice, again, you can find our complete listening guide in the description below. It's over 100 topics, over 2,000 vocabulary words, phrases, and grammar patterns. You can grab that in the link below.
And we always love hearing from you guys as well. So your comments, questions, and personal stories really make our community very special. And it's great to see how many of you are learning daily vocabulary English through our dialogues and practicing along with us.
Yes, so if you enjoy learning American and British English side by side, like us on High Level Listening, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to High Level Listening, and you'll never miss another English podcast episode.
All right. Thanks. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.